Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Today I want to talk to you about the greatest crisis we face, Brexistentialism. Brexistentialism declares with greater consistency that if the EU does not exist, there is at least one being whose existence comes before its essence, a being which exists before it can be defined by any conception of it. That being is fish, or as Boris has it, the mackerel reality. What do we mean by saying that existence precedes essence? We mean that fish, first of all, exists, encounters itself, surges up in the river, and defines itself afterwards. If fish, as the existentialist sees it, is not definable, it is because to begin with, it is nothing. It will not be anything until later, and then it will be what it makes of itself. Thus, there is no mackerel nature, because there is no EU to have a conception of it. Fish simply is. Not that it is simply what it conceives of itself to be, but it is what it wills. And as it conceives itself after already existing, as it wills to be after that leap towards existence, fish is nothing else but that which it makes of itself. That is the first principle of Brexistentialism. And this is what people call its subjectivity, using the word as a reproach against us. But what do we mean to say by this but that fish is of greater dignity than a stone or a table? For we mean to say that fish primarily exists, that fish is, before all else, something which propels itself towards a future and is aware that it is doing so. Fish is indeed a project which possesses cat. I'm in the middle of recording.
Do you see what's going on here? You have a cat on your face. You have the wrong settings here.
Maybe the kids have been playing around with it.
Don't you realize what's going on? There's a setting here with a virtual setting here. Here, there's a virtual setting here. You're supposed to be here. There you go.
Yeah, I thought my whiskers looked a little long. Okay, good. Okay, whoops. Okay, let's try again. I'm certainly glad I got that off my chest and face. Of course, today is Rosh Chodesh Adar. Mishenichnas Adar marbin b'simcha. When Adar comes in, we increase our joy. Now, it's not difficult to increase our joy right now because most of us are at a pretty low place. But here's what you need to know. Marbin, to increase, it's a duty. It's not something that just comes naturally. It's not organic, it's not obvious. It's something that you need to make an effort to achieve. Sometimes it might mean being a little silly, but we need to find ways for our own sakes, for our children's sakes, for our aged parents' sakes, for society's sake. I want to go back to talking about fish for a moment. Would you believe that the star sign of Adar is Pisces, fish? Now, Judaism's perspective on the zodiac is complex, and we certainly don't believe that our fate is sealed based on astrological phenomena. Yet we do believe that certain character traits and forces of nature do operate according to predetermined elements. By virtue of Torah, however, we can rise above such predestined forces. Why did Haman choose Adar, or probably more precisely, the month of Pisces to wipe out the Jews? Because, the Medrash tells us, fish swallow things up. What better time, thought Haman, to swallow up the Jews? Here's the thing. What he failed to take into account was just as fish swallow things up, so are they swallowed up themselves. Thus, instead of Haman swallowing us up, he was swallowed up and executed for his evil plot. Right now, friends, we all feel swallowed up by the pandemic. Everyone is affected in some manner. Health, finances, education, stress, anxiety, not being able to go out and meet friends, hug our loved ones. But the message of Adar is that you are a fish. It might feel like you're drowning, but you can swim even in the greatest depths. And you can swallow up your trials and tribulations. You have the power to overcome. What's the secret? Simcha, joy. Not to wait for it, but to generate it. Marbim basimcha. We must increase our joy actively to infuse every situation with simcha. That's always been one of the Jewish secrets of survival. Even in the depths of despair, to be able to crack a joke and lift people's spirits. You see, mazel, destiny, may be in the stars, but you always get the choice how to respond. Respond basimcha, with joy. Shabbat shalom, and wishing everybody a happy and joyous Adar. You know, I'm starting to feel a little peckish. All this talk of fish, I'm starting to crave fish. But do we have gefilte fish for dinner tonight? No. Just